This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement. Alert! Alert! This is an emergency live stream. Please stand by for a Smitty announcement.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and today we've got a little bit of news breaking regarding Deshaun Watson, regarding some Kaepernick rumors. Obviously, we're going to touch on the Breece Hall and Becton injury. We're going to talk about a whole bunch and more. We're taking phone calls. Get ready for it. Let's hit the news desk.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Joel says he's all Watson talked out. Well, there's new news. Whenever there's new news, we're going to break it because it's not like I'm beating a dead horse on the same information, the same topic. I get it. I'm kind of Watsoned out as well. But this news right here breaking that Roger Goodell and the NFL, they're seeking more discipline, tougher disciplinary penalties and actions for the egregious and predatory behavior by Deshaun Watson. You know, kind of feel like this is the first time we've heard the NFL define it and go after Watson in this light. And this to me makes it feel like there's little to no shot this man's gonna play gonna play more than a handful of games, if any, in 2022. He's getting a double-digit suspension, if not an indefinite suspension. The NFL is stepping up and taking action. And to use words like predatory behavior and egregious behavior and predatory behavior, that right there tells you that they're preemptively letting everyone know what time it is and what they're about to do. Indefinite suspension, in my opinion, is coming down. I think a full-year ban is probably in order. Goodell is calling for a full-year ban in this statement. The individual that is in charge with it, tasked with the information, tasked to make the decision, is at Goodell's disposal. So it's pretty clear that this is going to be an absolute, full-blown punishment handed down by Goodell, full year and indefinite, with the necessity to apply for reinstatement in 2023. That's going to be the most important part for people to understand, is he's not a lock to even play in 2023. If he's suspended for 1 year indefinite, needing to reapply to get back into the NFL, that means that he may or may not even play the early part or any of 2023. I'm not here to tell you he's out for 2023, as well yet. That's a little bit, ahead of putting the cart before the horse. But I do believe we are sitting here looking at evidence that Goodell is orchestrating a full year suspension. And here's why I think that some of you that might say and want to defend Watson and say, hey, Watson's innocent until proven guilty, there's no way they can do whatever they want. And to be honest with you, I don't think the commissioner is over defining what Watson was doing and what Watson was up to. Now, whether he's innocent or guilty in a court of law, if it's not going to civil, or criminal, it's in civil. But let's say this guy had to go into a court of law, innocent until proven guilty, of course. But if you don't think his actions were predatory or egregious, then you haven't read the claims. You're just glossing over headlines that are defending Watson. A lot of Browns fans, I feel so bad for Browns fans, and I'm not here to attack Browns fans. I'm not here to rub salt into the wound. I'm here for Browns fans. You have a home here. Browns fans, we welcome you with open arms. And I'm not here to try and rub this in at all. I'm a fantasy show that is even Steven across the board when it comes to teams. I don't take sides. I'm from Arizona. I don't root for the Cardinals any more than I root for any other team or player when I'm wearing my fantasy football hat when I'm in this state. I don't have any bias that inject. I don't go hardcore Cardinals this, Cardinals that. I don't. I'm completely unbiased. I'm a fantasy football analyst. I'm a fantasy football fan before I'm an NFL fan. And this is the most important thing to me, just breaking down the news and attacking things in a fair and unbiased fashion. And I'm telling you right here, Browns fans, as much as I love them, as much as we welcome them here, this is your home. Browns fans are defending this guy because what else are they supposed to do? Their future is on the line. This is the worst trade in the history of the NFL. This is the worst contract in the history of the NFL. The team didn't even get to use Watson. He's going to be out for a year. This contract was structured in a way that it's going to kill the Browns for the next 2 years. Every single dollar of Deshaun Watson's contract is guaranteed. Every single dollar of his contract is guaranteed for the first year. And this thing's going to federal court. I'm telling you right now, you're hearing it from me first. Roger Goodell and the NFL and the arbitrator that's now assigned, Harvey, by Goodell to handle this matter. Goodell's directing him. Goodell this time is not saying, he's saying, Sue Robinson, we put our faith in you, and you came up with a great determination. She agreed with everything the NFL said, called him essentially guilty of these actions that the NFL was accusing him of, the investigation of assault. Basically said, yeah, Watson did some bad things, and I agree with everything, 6 games. And Goodell and everybody's like, how does Sue Robinson come up with the number 6 after she just wrote up something that matches exactly what the NFL and the league is saying happened? And what they want out of this. Her 6-game suspension didn't match at all. It's almost like she sat on the keyboard and got rid of a 1, and it was supposed to be 16 games, and it came out as 6. So Goodell and the NFL are rectifying the number handed down by Sue Robinson, and you can bet your bottom dollar almost that Roger Goodell is not going to let that happen again. You could almost guarantee that Harvey's doing what Roger Goodell wants in this situation. And Roger Goodell is telegraphing it right here, right now. It's going to be a year. It's a year-long suspension, indefinite, reapply in 2023. Maybe he never plays again. Now, why might he never play again? Because if more cases come up, then there's more investigations that are needed to be done. This investigation that the NFL did, this investigation that the suspension is based off of, is about the cases that are known to the NFL. Not the people that are known to the NFL, the cases that are known to the NFL. So here it is. If a new case arises, the NFL will have to look into that case, interview those individuals of new cases, determine future punishment on those cases. This punishment right here is not blanket. Hey, this is going to cover any kind of egregious or predatory behavior that you may have encountered earlier that you didn't tell us about. It's definitely not going to cover everything. It's not. We're not doing calls right now. The phone lines are open in a minute. Phone lines are shut off. This is essentially right now, right here, right now, telling you, Goodell, telling you, telegraphing, letting you know in advance he will be out indefinitely for the year, reapply. Any future cases that pop up, which are very likely given there are 66 to 100 of these individuals out there that Watson had met with, not just the 24 to 26 that were involved in this case. We're talking about 66 to 100. If even one of those comes and pops up, you're looking at future suspension, future discipline. This guy's done for the year, as far as I'm concerned. So 130 of you in here, 43 thumbs up. Punch the thumb up button. Help your boy Smitty. Let's take some phone calls now. Now you can dial in if you would like to. The number is as follows.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Dial in if you would like. We also have some trades. We have the Becton injury. We have the Colin Kaepernick rumors. People saying Kaepernick is signed. I don't see anything official at all. A lot of conjecture, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation. Many are saying that the Browns are going to sign Colin Kaepernick. Texans made out good in this deal, says who that dude. Let's pull up that trade on screen. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, what's up, Smitty, man? This is T Hoop.
What's up, T Hoop?
Yeah, man. Only got Yeah, what's up, man? Only got one thing to talk about Deshaun, man. I know I'm on to talk about the fantasy thing, but man, the only thing kind of gets me is as soon as Deshaun demanded to be traded from the Texans, then all of a sudden all these allegations came out, and to me it's kind of weird, man.
What's weird?
About how as soon as he demanded to be traded from the Texans, and all of a sudden all these allegations came out about the sexual predatory.
I mean, I understand T-Woo, but really we can't. It's so hard to go down this road because this is a whole conspiracy theory situation. Like he admitted, like I think he's admitted to all of these things happening just on a consensual level. So like there's no conspiracy here. These are all made up. There are 66 to 100 cases or situations where he met with individuals that had no experience doing this particular craft. Predatory. Like he's targeting them, a serial targeter of individuals that fit a certain profile so that he can get away with this consensual, in his mind, effort. Like, I mean, let's be real about what's really happening here. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I'm not taking up for him, man, because I believe he did it, right? But what I'm saying is, obviously, the Texans didn't care enough until you asked for a trade. Then that's when everything came out. That's all I'm saying. It's just all about timing. And me personally, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens. You know what I mean? For a reason.
Yeah, I mean, so here let me back up and tell you how I feel about what you're saying from a perspective where I can agree with what you're saying, okay? So if Watson, do I think that this got conjured up by the Texans somehow? I think absolutely. This owner absolutely had it out for him, the previous owner. Okay, so he had it out for, or the owner, not the previous owner, the owner, the previous GM, all that. It's all cleaned up there in terms of like where this team's going. The Texans are going places, I think now. They got new GM, everything's looking good. But the owner of the team has had it out for Watson from the beginning. Do I think maybe he knew about this? It sounds like the Texans were complicit in some of this. And do I think he released this in a way to maybe get him to back down, understand his place at the cost of burning the house down? Yeah. So I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. And Derek says Texans had it out for Watson. Derek, you're not wrong. 100%. You guys are 100% correct. But that doesn't change any of the other facts that Watson still has predatory behaviors, egregious behaviors. And the NFL is 100% going to, it looks like at this point, based on Goodell. If Goodell has any hand in Harvey's decision, which I fully think he does, he's not going to make the same mistake twice. Sue Robinson, in a way, in his mind. I'm not saying Sue Robinson didn't do her job the way she was asked to do it. I'm not coming down on Sue. But Sue's number of 6 games was not what Goodell wanted. And Goodell's going to make darn sure that Harvey, or whoever's in charge, he appointed Harvey, is going to give the determination that he wants. 1 year. 1 year minimum, reapply. Yeah. It's going to federal court, bro. It's going to federal court because the NFLPA will appeal it. Why? In federal court, or they'll go after it in federal court. Why? Because Watson doesn't get paid again till another calendar year. He gets $1 million for his salary this year in 2022, and he gets a $65 million signing bonus. The next year he gets $66 million salary. The next year $66 million salary. The next year $66 million salary. But they were anticipating a suspension, and this is a Watson-friendly deal to where the only money that could potentially, and it's not going to be, but potentially be held by the NFL, maybe it could be, is the $1 million. So they gave him $65 million in bonus in preparation. But guess what happens if he's suspended for a season? That $1 million salary moves into 2023, and his contract begins in 2023. So Watson essentially will be 1 year removed from his next salary if he gets suspended for the year. The NFLPA is going to take this to federal court. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, look, we don't want to have anything to do with this. I don't know. They're there to protect the player, but you never know when they draw the line.
You know what I'm thinking, man? I'm thinking they suspend him for a year. Then the year, you know how Americans' attention span is so short, they're gonna forget about it. And we're gonna go on with, football again, man. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate you, and it's okay to disagree on the topic. I think we really ultimately agree on how this started. Like, I 100% agree with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, I'm not saying he's stand up citizen or nothing like that. All I'm saying is they already knew about the situation beforehand.
For sure they did, bro.
He asked for a trade.
Bro,
when they asked for a trade, like, well, I'm about to punish this guy. You know what I mean?
100%.
I pretty much killed his man. Yeah,
100%.
What it is.
I think the owner's like, burn the house down. I just want to shove it to Deshaun Watson. And part of me thinks that maybe he tried to release a little bit of this to try and put Watson in his place, and it got out of hand. And then he just kind of said crap. He backed up, and it just got a mind of its own. Like, I think that's a possibility too. So the conspiracies they have some legs in terms of like how it began, but I don't think there are people that actually get in here and try and tell me that it's all made up. And it's like, you haven't read the claims. Nah. You haven't. Deshaun Watson's admitted to all these the egregious part. The predatory part, you could argue that if you want, but the egregious part, Watson's already admitted to all that. There are people that left crying, even if they returned for more money. He targeted individuals that were susceptible to needing money, being wowed by a celebrity, and having an uncomfortable no reaction to the things that he liked to do. So, plain and simple.
I know. I think too, though. I think that the dude just got out of hand, and I think at first it was probably everybody was with it. Then we started getting to just kept on doing it. 60 people, that's too much.
Yeah.
100 people, that's crazy.
Hey, man, I appreciate you.
All right, we'll take it easy.
Later. Ozzy wants to know, hey, Smitty, explain why they used an arbitrator only to overrule the arbitrator. You want me to explain that? There is no explanation. The NFL is corrupt in the way they go about handing down discipline and how they control these situations, man. That's the bottom line. If you think I'm defending the NFL in the way they go about things, that's not what I'm doing. I mean, this is a legitimate. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty?
What's up, pal?
Not too much. I just wanted to talk about, I really like this part of the year. It's like discount on Moon Men season.
Yeah.
Mekhi Becton news, Javonte splitting all the carries, like James Robinson seems healthy. Like, honestly,
dropping loads
kind
in
of
outer
hyping me
space.
up that we can get all these players at a bigger discount.
Yeah, and I don't know if you knew that I added 2 new Moon Men. These are bigger name players. They're not like a lot of the people on the Moon Men list are a little bit undervalued, right? They're all a little bit undervalued, but they're all kind of like later, like late second round. Or I finally added 2 big dogs, but because they're still going to explode from their value.
The Moon Men.
CeeDee Lamb and AJ Brown.
Dropping loads in
They're the
outer
bigger
space.
names. There's also somebody hiding in the bottom right corner. We're not going to let you know who it is. You got to figure it out on your own. There's the Moon Men.
Okay.
But CeeDee Lamb and AJ Brown have been added because AJ Brown to me is going to absolutely explode. And there's so many people that like to act like this guy's got volume issues coming from a different situation where he had no control over the volume he was getting. He's not a magnet to low volume. He was in a situation that provided him low volume. You know? So
Yeah.
AJ Brown, if he stays healthy, he can produce top 5 wide receiver numbers. I'm excited about AJ Brown. And CeeDee Lamb,
No,
I put
completely-
CeeDee Lamb on there because it's about time. He's going to have a potential top 3, 4, 5 wide receiver season. And you're getting him in second round territory. He deserves to be on it. Those are the biggest Moon Men we've added. Most have been added when they're smaller. Even Breece Hall, has been climbing, but now he might fall again because of the Becton news. So, yeah. Maybe we put Melvin Gordon on the Moon Men list just because he's helping us out so much. We owe it to him.
No, I completely agree with all these articles of splitting the touches. My only concern with A.J. Brown is even off the low volume, all the injuries that he sustained with that low of volume, with the fact that he's getting fed, that is a concern. That, like, he might be a bigger injury concern.
Yeah, I mean, his knees are but that's the only concern. Like, this whole Jalen Hurts is people are out of their minds. Like, even if Jalen Hurts fails to do what I believe he's going to do, which is become a top 5 to 6 to 7 quarterback with ease in fantasy football, easily, he's already kind of there. But like, if he doesn't, let's say he doesn't become a top 5, 6 quarterback, he's still feeding AJ Brown more than Tannehill would feed AJ Brown, in my opinion. He's still in an offense that's going to put AJ Brown in a more used environment, and AJ Brown is, in my opinion, per start, heading
To the moon.
To the moon, no questions asked, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. If he stays healthy, he's the type of guy who can take a 5-yard slant 80 yards easy.
Yeah. All right, anything
And
else you got, man?
I do like CeeDee Lamb being added. That was pretty much it.
All right, man. Call back anytime. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Dial in if you guys want to get in here. But, someone was asking earlier, why does the NFL have an arbitrator to just overrule it? I've talked about that over and over. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, Goodell needs to stop pretending that he's not in charge and just have a heavy hand. Do it consistently. Tony, the attorney, came on and said the same thing, that Roger Goodell has this heavy hand 1 minute, then the next minute he doesn't. And that's his fault. Stop pretending. Just don't need an arbitrator when you're pulling the strings. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
This is Kyle. What's up, Smitty?
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, so I have a 12 team that I'm drafting from the 4 spot, and I think I'm fading Austin Eckler and Cooper Kupp at that spot and taking Jamar Chase with hopes that I can get Javonte on the way back. Is it odd to fade Cooper Kupp even though he went ballistic last year?
No, I mean, Chase is my number 1 wide receiver. So, I mean, I would take Chase as the top guy as well. You know, and it's not a knock on Cooper Kupp. What I find so funny is when someone gets mad about that. They're like, how can you take Jamar Chase over Cooper Kupp? You know, and it's like, how can you argue it? How can you? JJ could be the number 1. I'm fine with people saying JJ. I'm fine with people saying Kupp. I'm fine with people saying Jamar Chase. I think it's hard. You're hard pressed to say anybody else besides Cooper Kupp or JJ over Chase. Like, those are the 3 guys, but like, how do people literally have a problem with you picking JJ or Chase or Kupp? You know, it's crazy. So no, I took Jamar Chase as the number 2 overall player in a PPR redraft this year because it was a league that I anticipated, and I anticipated correctly, that running backs would fall like Javonte, Etienne, Hall. I got all 3 of them. So I got Javonte at the end of round 2. I got Hall in round 3. I got Etienne in 4. You know, I mean, those are insane running backs, and that was before the news. You know, now I'm going to get maybe Javonte. I'm still taking Javonte in 2. Like I'm planning on taking Hall or Etienne in 3 if I have to. And so, like, I don't know that this news, I can even take full advantage of it, because if I'm at the end of round 2, I'm going to take advantage of seeing him fall to the end of round 2 more. But I don't know that I'm not going to take the risk that somebody else doesn't want him at 3.1. You know, because as soon as a player crosses that 3rd round threshold, it's like, who knows what anybody's thinking. You know, and there are a lot of people in here that aren't really that worried about it, like me. I have no concerns about this whole pitch count. But, so if you're in a draft with me, you can't expect me to not get cute and grab Javonte high. I'll do it.
Yeah, I see Cooper, you know, and I just I'm betting that he's not going to repeat. And I went to Eastern Washington University, so I'm a big Cooper guy. And then Jefferson, you know, he's great, but that's a new system, and who knows what that new system is going to look like. Chase, you know, it's the 2nd, 3rd year in the same system. The offensive line has gotten better. Everything's improved. You know, another full off season with Burrow. I feel like Chase could, you know, put up more touchdowns.
Also, bro, you can get Burrow in round 6, you can get Chase in round 1, and you can have that stack and still have your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks. So that's kind of why I do it, you know. And you shouldn't draft based on stack, but it is kind of fun. It is sometimes helpful if it's a great offense that will rarely disappoint you. So give me Chase and Burrow, and then start tearing it up in rounds 2, 3, and 4 with these guys that we're talking about. Like, you can get Jamar Chase, boom. You can get Javonte in round 2, boom. Breece Hall, ETN, come back with Burrow, get St. Brown. Those are the Moon Men. Take the Moon Men.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Love the Moon Men. All right, what else you got?
Speaking of the Moon Men, so I have just kind of a brag, I guess. So I have a keeper league, and since I won last year, I have the 12 and 13 overall picks. And I traded Austin Eckler for Saquon Barkley and the 1.05, specifically because Javonte Williams is on the board and A.J. Brown is on the board. And looking at the roster needs above me, I could easily have Javonte Williams in a keeper league now, and I've essentially traded Javonte Williams and Barkley, or traded Eckler and got Williams and Barkley.
Yeah, and now you can trade
A.J. Brown and Barkley.
Yeah, and you can keep Barkley if you want. Like, don't trust your gut on it. But now you can trade Barkley, and you got Javonte, and maybe you trade Barkley for, I mean, you could get a top wide receiver. You could get A.J. Brown. You could get a wide receiver that I like a little more than I like Barkley, you know, in a keeper format. I'm not huge on Barkley. It doesn't mean he can't prove me wrong. Like, look, I'm a human being. If anybody wants an analyst that's not going to waver, like, if things get proven to me, you know, I could be on Team Barkley, you know, 2 weeks into the season, and some people that might bother, and I don't really care. I'm here to tell you how I feel. And I'd be doing you a disservice if I kept doubling down. And I'm like, in week 2, Barkley looks good. And I'm like, Barkley's going to get hurt. Watch. Come on, Barkley. Get hurt, Barkley. Like, you don't want your analysts doing that. And I'm not going to. Just like if I truly felt fear of Javonte, I would tell you. Keep in mind, let me give you an example. Last year, I was super high on Zeke Elliott. And I was telling everybody to draft him. And he finished really good. He was like, number 8? Something like that. He did really good. He got hurt and he still finished number 8. But there was a point during the year where I'm like, draft Zeke. We love Zeke. Let everybody make fun of us. We're drafting Zeke. He did well. He's doing great. And then he started to kind of like slow a little bit. And I think we had heard maybe he could be banged up, but we didn't really know what it was. And I was like, sell. Get out now. He still finished relatively good, but he did decline, and he was a worry, was inconsistent. I'll change directions in the middle of a year. It has nothing to do with everything has to do with the moment. Like, I don't care about what I've said. I care about the moment. When we're in week 2, what matters in week 2? Doesn't matter what I said in August. I'm not doubling down. I'm not here to just try and, dig in and make sure my prediction goes well and ride it out into the sunset. Like, what matters right this moment? If I feel like Ramondre Stevenson's no longer a good sleeper because I don't trust Bill Belichick with the other rookies, I'm going to come out and say it, even though I love Stevenson. So everybody make sure you understand that that's the show you're watching, because in week 2 or 3, things could change. In week 5, things can change. And I don't want to hear people come in here and be like, Smitty, I drafted him. I can't believe you don't like him now. What's the deal? Well, things change. And you want me to help you trade that player. If I'm down on Zeke all of a sudden last year and you trade him away, you got good value. If I tell you to trade Derrick Henry before week 9 happens, week 10, and then he gets hurt, that's helpful information. So you can always get it.
And I will. I know you got others that want to call in, but I will shout you out. Last year I was talking with you, and I traded Derrick Henry midway through the season for Austin Eckler and Deontay Johnson, and helped me win my league.
Yeah.
So I got to shout you out and give you some praise, because I think you helped me seal my championship last year.
With which player?
Before I go, I traded Henry halfway through the season,
gotcha.
and got
Okay.
Austin Eckler and Deontay Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Obviously Henry got hurt, and Eckler and Deontay Johnson balled out all season. So, I got to give you your shout out there.
Thank you. I also
real quick
said
before I get off, I do.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick before I get off, before we jump off the Barkley conversation real quick, I do want to speak to why I'm a little high on him, and I am going to take the high upside risk. And that, last year he comes off the ACL. He's the first year removed off the ACL. I don't like players first year removed. And he gets that high ankle sprain because he's compensating. Okay, he has a full off season to rehabilitate. And now he's coming into the season where, it's contract year for him and Daniel Jones. It's another year in the system. The bad coaching regime is hopefully gone, and they have Kadarius Toney and all these other weapons around him. I think, Barkley's going to ball for the bag. And so I'm going to take the risk, especially when the risk is baked in with, I can get Javonte Williams or, one of these other players, hopefully at a turn to cushion me a little bit.
Yep. Hey, man, trust your gut. And I will admit, he is 1 year removed, so now is time to, if Barkley was going to do it, now is the time, not year 1. I warned everybody to stay away from Barkley for a reason last year. But now you have, Mr. Punch, I see your other message right here. I'm going to attack both of these right now. So I totally feel like this is the year that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I'm still like, I'm backing off into the 3rd round area and letting everybody else take him in round 2. And if it works out, it works out. I'm still going to like the players I grab in round 2. But hey, I appreciate you. Call back if you have another question. It doesn't matter if it's this show, okay?
Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. All right, here's Mr. Punch. Hey, Smitty, can I get your opinion on my Dynasty team, 12-team half PPR Superflex? I have Hurts, Fields, Swift, Mixon, Chubb, Deontay, Pittman, Godwin, Sutton, Ayuk, Kittle. Been in my draft for a few weeks, okay? And then over here you say my draft so far is Jameson Williams, George Pickens, Watson, Trubisky. So that's probably with 2 picks left. Okay, so your team, Pretty good, bro. I love Swift and Mixon and Chubb. That's a great running back trio. I would potentially toy around with trading Chubb away. Deontay Johnson. I mean, you could use a little bit of a wide receiver bump. I love the Kittle pick, Ayuk. You got a good team. I would just look to maybe trade Chubb and try and upgrade that into you know, a different play, like a Swift type. I love that you have Swift, though. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you, and who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, my name's Christian. What's up, man?
What's up? What do you got for me?
I called in. It's my beat.
You what?
I was calling in to say I had my draft earlier today. I want to see if you would break my team for me.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so we got cigar smoking Joe Burrow. I was able to get him around 6. I was pretty hyped. And then I took I had the 8th pick, so in a 10-man. So I went Najee and Swift back to back. And my receivers, I had Jalen Waddle, A.J. Brown. I was able to get Breece Hall in the 5th. Hopefully he's going to the moon. And then we got Stoltz, the tight end.
Damn, bro.
And then
how many?
And then I got a couple.
How many owners are in this league?
We got 10.
Okay. I mean, that's still good. I mean, nothing wrong with a 10 team. I just like to know because that seems like that's, you know, you've got to be in a 10-team league. But yeah, A.J. Brown and Waddle, really underrated wide receivers, given that you had Najee and Swift with no wide receivers yet. To get Breece Hall on top of that, to get Schultz, to get Burrow, like you're sitting really good. This is definitely like an all-Smitty team. I like it.
Yeah, no, I've been watching you a lot, man. You're grinding, bro. I really respect the hustle, man. You know, you're always working for us, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate
that. That's awesome, man.
I appreciate that, man. I may not always be right, but I'm here to entertain as well, and I'm here to give you guys a place to congregate. And differing opinions are cool. I'm okay with it as long as people are respectful about it. I love differing opinions when it's done in the right way. But you know, always trust your gut over what I say, because I'm going to be wrong. Like I always tell people, even on the best year of my life, I'm going to be right on. I'm going to miss so many things because I talk about thousands and thousands of things, like, you know, every month. You know, like I'm not one of the big major predictions. If I have a 75% accuracy that year, that's huge. That is the best you could possibly do on the consistent. So, like, taking a look at the Moon Men right here.
The Moon Men.
Even if I landed
dropping
like that means some of these guys are gonna bust. At least a couple of these guys are gonna bust. Like, people need to understand that's the nature of this, you know. So, you know, I try and create a positive place to come and congregate. And man, we're taking this show to the moon. I know we are.
Yeah, man. And you know what? The thing is, bro, it's like I like, even if the team doesn't like pan out, like I understand like a lot of the points you're making, and like the things like add up, and like it logically like makes sense. Especially watching Breece Hall highlights, man. This kid is so electric.
Bro,
and
every box is checked. You know what I'm saying? Like how do people not understand Breece? Like if you want to doubt Breece Hall, I don't get it. Actually, I was gonna say I don't get it. I don't get it. His film. If you watch his film and you don't see an elite talent, you don't know football. Like, plain and simple. If you watch the combine and you don't think he had the best combine, one of the best combines ever for running back, you don't watch football. And yeah, your one argument is that the Jets are the Jets. They'll never be good. Like, that's a really like lame and lazy. That's a lazy argument, bro. That is lazy as could be. The Jets are the Jets. Same people that said that Jamar Chase and Burrow could never really be what they are because the Bengals are the Bengals. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, like, and people don't think that connection wasn't going to translate from LSU. Are you kidding?
Right.
Those two won a national championship together, and it's like,
bro,
I don't know. But, I mean, the talent and that running scheme they have, too, because a lot of it's from San Francisco there with Fleur there. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't see how this kid doesn't get, like...
Dude.
He can catch, too.
Dude, Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker, you hear Pete Carroll drooling over, really both running backs, to be fair, but he was drooling over last year's Penny and he was drooling over this year's Kenny Walker. If you were listening to it clearly, the way Pete Carroll talked about it, he said how he's excited about Penny. You know, Penny did so well. Yes, last year he's one of the better running backs in the league, and he's right. But the offense did run the ball well. And then he said, but man, Walker is exciting. He can catch, he can run, he can block. And just hearing him talk about Walker, and Ron Navy actually sent me a clip too. And Ron Navy even said this, that the way he talked about Walker was different than how he talked about Penny, even though he talked them both up. It was very, very like future, like the now Walker, the old Penny. Love the old Penny. He's going to be good for us if he, brings what he did earlier. But it was like Walker. Walker's the future. They drafted this kid for a reason. Walker and Hall are going to be monsters. Okay.
I was also waiting for Jack Kinley, too.
At the risk of making myself look like a hypocrite, Ron is correct. The Browns are still the Browns, so. Maybe we can't say that about the Bengals. What kind of idiot, lazy commentary is that? And then, yeah, the Jets are the Jets. What a lazy stance. The Browns are the Browns. That's facts. That's plain. I mean, that's just fact. That's fact. Like, that goes to the core of the organization. That's not the fan base. I love the fans. I welcome Browns fans in here. But it's like,
yeah, for real.
It's like these poor Browns fans. You just made the worst trade in the history of the NFL, on top of giving that said player the worst contract in the history of the NFL, setting back the franchise like they weren't already set back just by nature, right? Setting back the Browns franchise to probably be, I don't know, how many years is it going to take the Browns to recover from this to even get back to where they are now? Where it's like, can they ever really do it? It's the Browns are the Browns. They're going to screw it up. Like, how many years, Ron, are we looking at? How many years? 10? I mean, this is all like $230 million guaranteed dollars. 2 years of which they cannot touch. And let me break this down from a legal perspective. As much as I know about it, I'm not an attorney. This is just my opinion and my educated over the years opinion and breakdown of this situation. But according to my knowledge on the contract of Deshaun Watson, first 2 years are untouchable. So that's 66 million. Untouchable. The other years are only subject to potentially new, I forget the verbiage that was used. It was like new situations or whatever. And the problem with that is legally, you could tie it up in court for years to say that these situations, that if another case rises up, aren't new. And so somebody broke it down. The verbiage in the contract was not clear enough. It was very vague as to if new situations arise, the first 2 years are untouchable. They basically said in this Deshaun Watson friendly contract, no matter what, we guarantee you the first 2 years. No matter how bad of a person you are, no matter what happens, guaranteed. But in year 3, 4, 5, we have, if anything new comes up, we can go ahead and revisit, that the contract could be void. But it's so vague. The whole breakdown of it legally, I've heard from people that are attorneys and people that know attorneys. They've said it's so vague you could argue it in court till the end of time. It'd be go back and forth. It's so vague. They didn't say new cases in this situation. It was like new situation. It was the verbing. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it's absolutely ridiculous. The Browns are the Browns and that's nothing's ever been more true than that, unfortunately, for right now. Thank you, Ron Navy, for derailing the topic into a very well-stated direction. Anything else you got? Who? Christian, right? This is Christian?
Yes, hey.
What else you got, Christian? Anything else?
That's all I got for you, Smitty. Just keep up the good work, my man.
You keep up
grinding.
the good work.
Everybody hit that like button.
Do it.
Smitty's grinding for us, man. Appreciate it a lot, man.
Listen to Christian. Christian's got it. Got a good head on his shoulders. Attaboy, Christian. Call back anytime, even if it's today. We'll be here.
I appreciate it, Smitty. I'll catch you, man. I'll see ya.
Yeah, later. Man, we're close to... Yeah, we are close, big dog. Mr. Punch dropped 2 big super chats. Let's give Mr. Punch a standing ovation for dropping a $10 hauler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Attaboy. Who was that? Matthew? I believe Miss Smitty's ordering food. Meatloaf! We want it. The Bruce. Hold on, the Bruce. We got to play the music.
The Bruce is loose.
What is up, Brucey? So glad to hear your voice, kind sir. What can I do for you?
Like I was telling you earlier, I'm in one dinosaur league, but a couple quarterbacks always go in the first round. I don't know why, but they do. If Najee and Chase are there, and I pick at the 9 pick out of 10 teams, which one would you take? Najee or Chase?
PPR?
Non-PPR.
Full non-PPR? Oh, Brucey. You're right, it is old school. Yeah. I would say probably I still sometimes lean, like, I don't know that it detours me totally, but I probably lean Najee. Yeah. I probably lean Najee.
Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at it and I'm like, and I was thinking, and I'm like, do I take Chase and then try to get Burrow later, or do I take Najee?
Yeah. Crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, take Najee, and if it's a non-PPR, then you're going to have a good running back. So, unfortunately, that detours me away from wide receiver, even though I want to say Chase very badly. And even in a sense, like, you know, people say, oh, with non-PPR, it's all relative, though, you know? Like, here's what I would do, Brucey. Take your scoring. Okay, where are you drafted on? What app? ESPN? Is it?
I'm picked 9 out of 10.
No, what app? Is it ESPN? Is it Sleeper? Where are you drafted?
No, it's CBS Sports.
Okay, can you right now pull up your league and can you sort by scoring? And it's going to use your current scoring format and it's going to tell you who scored the most last year. And I want you to list off the names. I want to see where, like, Cooper Kupp is, where JJ is, where these guys are, because scoring is a very, very different, you know, across leagues. Even if it's not PPR, sometimes there's weird scoring in it that you aren't telling me about, or, you know, I just want to hear. I want to hear where the running backs are in conjunction with the wide receivers, because Cooper Kupp still scored pretty high. I think Jamar Chase is going to have that Cooper Kupp type season. I think we're looking at 15 to 18 TDs. Brian's laughing at you on CBS. But that is pretty old school, Brucey. How many people, answer this question honestly, okay? How many people in your league have MSN emails?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you because
yeah, like half of them.
I took
AOL, AOL, MSN, and Yahoo. Even Yahoo emails. If you have a Yahoo email, speak up right now. I'm gonna make you take a lap. That is so old school. How do you have a Yahoo? I mean, you know, Yahoo's come a long way, though. Like, I did a Yahoo fantasy draft last year, and I hadn't done one in years because I'm industry, like, standardized. Like, I'm using certain, you know, apps because I'm partnering with people. And so I never got into Yahoo for years. And I went to Yahoo, and I played last year, and it did pretty good. Yeah, MSN and Hotmail. If you got an MSN and Hotmail still, you're like 75 years old, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll take anybody.
No, I got Yahoo. So I can't say anything. I got Yahoo and Gmail.
Do you have Yahoo or do you have Yahoo?
Anyway, all right, I'm looking.
Hotmail, AOL, Hotmail, and MSN. Raise your hand. I have AOL email address, Smitty. Tariq in the house. You know what? It's so old school that it's back in style. So Tariq, just for having an AOL email, you're going to the moon.
To the moon.
Man, do you remember AOL? That's how you used to dial up, bro. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
The rushing, it gets like one. I think it's a quarterback that got the highest scoring, and I think.
Yeah. Skip the quarterbacks. Skip the quarterbacks and start reading them off.
Let's see. Brady. Rodgers.
No, skip the quarterbacks. Start reading off all the non-quarterbacks in order of scoring from last year.
Oh, Cup. JJ. Jamar.
See, you got score. It might be non-PPR, but you got something going on, bro. I mean, then I would take Jamar Chase. If you're telling me that those receivers outscored all the running backs, your scoring is
like 1 or 2 running backs are up there, but those are in the top 5 non-PPR.
But you just said that the top 2 are Cup, Jefferson.
Yeah, Cup. The top 3 were the receivers.
There you go, bro. Take Jamar Chase. I said Najee before, but take Jamar. Take Jamar. You'll be fine.
And then
you get running backs.
Which round should I say, okay, it's non-PPR?
Javonte
well,
round
I have
2.
a PPR league, too. Should I take Burrow?
You've got mail. You've got a trade offer.
Yeah.
Take Javonte round 2. Take Joe Burrow round 6 or 5. And you'll be good to go, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I had for you. I didn't know. I was like, oh, man, it's non-PPR. This is a little different scoring.
But you just read it off. Like, the only reason that would deter me away is if you pull up your league scoring. So many people don't do this. So many people don't do this. They just ask me, and it's like, do you know what your scoring is? Pull your scoring up, and if it shows, like, the top wide receivers at, like, 230 points, and it shows, like, the running backs at, like, 340 or 320, then you got to go Najee. But if you pull up your old scoring, and it literally has the wide receivers hanging, then your scoring is set up in a way that it's not that advantageous to running backs over wide receivers.
Yeah, it's more so for the wide receivers.
Yeah, go Jamar. Go Jamar. If you had told me, hey, yeah, the running backs, their top 7 non-quarterbacks were running backs, I would be like, yeah, you just go ahead and get like Waddle and DK. But take Jamar and then start going down, bro. Start going down the running backs. Get is it a 10-man league?
Yeah, it's 10
Is it a 10 grandma league? There's 10 grandmas in here? Or 9 including you? 9 grandmas and the Bruce? 9 is a 10 grandma league, bro. In a 10 grandma league, you're going to get Javonte at the end of 2. Unless they're so... You know what's going to suck? You draft in a really bad league where you're full of 9 grandmas. They'll be so behind on what's going on, they'll still think Javonte's up here because they won't even know the news. And it's like, you might see Javonte go at 14. They'll be like, yeah, he's great. And then they won't even know that this news came out. But, yeah, Javonte round 2. You'll get Breece Hall in round 5 in a grandma league, bro. 10 grandma leagues, Hall's easily in the 5th round.
I might go see Breece Hall on Friday night if he plays.
Yeah? Get a picture, Brucey.
I might go get. I'm going to the game, and where I'm from, he's playing a home game, so I might be able to go see Breece Hall. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to meet him.
Yeah, send a photo. Tell him to get breached and don't get kicked out or anything. But yeah, that's awesome, bro. All right, Brucey. All right. Call back if you have another. The phone lines are open. There's no limit on the amount of times you can call the show. You get another idea in your head, or let's say one of the grandmas sends you an offer. You just call me back. I'm here. And tell your dad to drop a voice message on your IG, and we'll do it live.
All right.
I want your pops involved. All right.
All right.
Tell your dad right now we're sending him to the moon. Mr. Robeson.
To the moon.
At 54 minutes into the show, we sent Mr. Robeson to the moon.
All right.
All right. As long as that doesn't make your mom mad. Your mom is one of the head voiceover artists on the show, so we need to keep her happy too. But appreciate you, Brucey.
Yep. Thank you.
Later.
Later.
Oh, the Bruce. The Bruce is loose. Let's go to voicemail group. This message is from Kenny.
I think I must be wearing Tua goggles. I'm starting to feel sick.
That was yesterday. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Jerry.
Gary? Hey,
yes, sir.
Gary, hold on one second. Ryan, you super chatted $9.99, and I never responded to your question yet, so let me hit that thumb up button.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Appreciate you, and I will get to your question right after I help Gary. Gary, what can I do for you?
So I just got invited with some friends to a Superflex tight end premium league, which I've never done before, and I can't find anything online for a mock draft. So I don't know if you know a place you can do a mock draft for that. But also, I want to know any strategy you have for tight end premium Superflex.
Yeah, you know what I hate? I hate when everybody combines things like tight end premium Superflex and a 1.5 PPR for quarterbacks if they end up catching a football and then -5 for fumbles, and it's like you can't even grasp what's going on with that. But in general, I would say Superflex. I do a lot of Superflex stuff on the channel, especially when I get questions or when we do content around draft strategy and such. So what I've said from the beginning of time, when I say beginning of time, I mean since the beginning of the season, is that if you have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 overall pick, maybe even 6, maybe even 7, depending on how the quarterbacks fall. And it's super flex, not 2 QB, right? It's super flex, meaning you don't have to start a second quarterback. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So draft Burrow, Mahomes, obviously Herbert or Josh Allen. If you don't get so lucky to get one of those 4 in that order, I guess you could go Josh Allen, Herbert, or Herbert, Josh Allen, then Burrow, then Mahomes. That's my rank. Then it's Jalen Hurts, it's Kyler, maybe even Lamar, but you have to get one of those guys. Do you have you know your pick yet?
No, we'll probably get it Sunday afternoon, right before the draft.
So grab your player, right? And I'll have Superflex rankings on my site by this weekend, okay? Grab your thefantasyfootballshow.com, so get your membership. Grab your quarterback and then revert back to normal 1 QB mentality, okay?
Okay.
So the reason you do that is you'll be drafting against traffic. So you take your you take your Joe Burrow, and then in round 2, bro, you're going to see everybody scooping up quarterbacks. Some players will go, but you're going to end up getting a player that would be a first rounder normally in your round 2. In your round 3, you're going to get a player that would normally be a round 2 guy, and so on. And then when you get down to where Davis Mills starts going, I almost said Brian Mills from what's the movie? What's the movie? Taken.
I know it. Okay.
You don't know the movie Taken?
No, I know the movie Taken. I was just reading with you. Yeah, I know.
Brian Mills. Yeah. I have a particular set of skills I've acquired over a long career. I'm ranting today. Okay, so you're going to take Davis Mills when he starts inching toward the top available quarterback. So when he's 4 or 5 quarterbacks away from being ranked, then I want you to come in and take Davis Mills. Davis Mills will be a fantastic second quarterback for you. Trevor Lawrence is also another fantastic second quarterback. Don't grab a quarterback unless something crazy falls to you at round 2 or 3. Let's say Trey Lance is there at your second round pick and you're drafting late second round. You got to take him, or if Hurts is there, you got to take him. But most likely they won't be. I don't want you taking a Stafford. I don't want you taking even a Tom Brady. I'm taking all of these other non-quarterback positions coming in for a Davis Mills or a Trevor Lawrence later, and you're going to clean up. That is the best way to win a Superflex.
Okay, and then what about the tight end premium? How early would you take Kelsey in a Superflex tight end premium?
I'm just not. Dalton Schultz, if he's there around 6, smash it. Round 5, smash it.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz is on my list, even though I hate the Cowboys. But they have good players here, so
Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox, grab him. Freiermuth, grab him. Goddard's fantastic in this kind of format. Those are all guys. I'm getting one of those guys. I'm not taking Kelsey. Take advantage of Swift and the Javantes and all those guys in the second and third rounds.
Okay, yeah, because I was doing some mock drafts, just Superflex, not worrying much, because I can't find anywhere that does tight end premium. So I was doing some mock Superflex, and I was drafting I was like practicing with like the 9th or 10th pick, and I was able to get like Jefferson Chase, but I just don't know if that's like worth it. I mean, I guess the quarterback is important if you get one of those top 8 guys or whatever.
Are you a member of the fantasyfootballshow.com?
No, I'm not.
If you become a member of the
I watch all your videos though.
If you become a member of the fantasyfootballshow.com and buy a membership, as long as my flu doesn't get any worse, because I'm doing a flu game right now, I'm still very, very warm to the touch. We're going through the flu pretty bad over here. Assuming I don't get worse, I will be live tonight. If you buy a membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com, I will email you a link to a Superflex mock draft that we'll do tonight, probably around 12 midnight Eastern to 1. You'd have to kind of just make sure you're available there. And I will send you a link, and you will be the only person that gets an invite link. If you want it. You don't, no pressure. I'm just letting you know.
Where do I just go to the fantasyfootballshow.com?
Thefantasyfootballshow.com. And email me after. Anybody else that does that, I'll send you the link to as well. But we'll get you in there. We'll mock draft Superflex tonight, and we'll talk it out. As we're doing it, we'll talk it out. Okay? We'll prepare you.
All right, sounds like a plan. Where can I find? Is your email on the website, I guess?
There's a contact form. You know, depending on what package you pick. If you pick a package that's got one-on-one text advice, you're going to get sent to a place where you can send me your contact info. But you can email me through the contact form at any point. But yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you. You said this is Gary. If Gary's like in your username, I'll contact you.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Thank you for all you do, Smitty. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. All right. What else we got? Let's see. Tight end premium. Number 1 ranked team in the Cooper Cup, apparently. Good job, Kenny. I auto drafted 2 quarterbacks, so I think I'm the last ranked. I got Burrow and Mahomes back to back. Whatever. It's for you guys, not me. We decided the Browns are just the Browns, says Matt. That's right. Fantasy, yep. I'll have Superflex rankings up pretty soon this weekend. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Oh, Ryan.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? It's Thrive Kid.
It's who?
Thrive Kid.
I can't hear you.
It's Thrive.
Thrive. Okay. Thrive. What's up, Thrive?
Hey, man. I got a dynasty trade today.
Hey, can you hold this thought, and maybe you can help me answer this question, and then we'll get to yours. This guy Ryan. Ryan, are you still here? Ryan super chatted a $10 super chat, and it's been sitting here on my screen, and I want to take care of him, and then we'll attack yours. Love your content. He says Dynasty 0.5 PPR. We the Moon Men. 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Lance, Javonte, Brees, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Ayuk, ETN. Do I trade for a tight end or roll with Komet? Gesicki, Albert O. Who do you target? Let's see. What tight ends could he target that are available? Let's take a look at the tight end rankings. I mean, I would say, like, I'd love for you to go after, like, a Goddard, a Freiermuth. Maybe, Freiermuth has probably been picked up. You did wait a little too long for tight ends. Tight ends usually linger for a while, so, like, if you start missing the boat on them, usually you could grab one of the final guys, like a Freiermuth who's, like, 14th or 15th or 16th tight end rank sometimes. I love Knox. I love Goddard. I love Freiermuth. I love Komet's okay. Gesicki's okay. The only player you could probably trade for a tight end would be, I mean, I have to see your depth because I wouldn't trade any of those players. I wouldn't be making a move with the big guns that you got. Even Ayuk, I wouldn't trade for a tight end unless you get like a Schultz or something. I would just love to know who's available. If there's any, Freiermuth, I'm sure is gone, but Freiermuth is ranked right above Cole Kmet on a consensus ranking I'm looking at. So maybe he's available. So Ryan, if you're still there, follow up on that. You got picks too, okay. Would any of you give a future first rounder for Dalton? I don't. It might be too costly.
Too much.
Yeah. Can you give up like a? I'm just trying to think if he wants to win now. That's tough, man. Yeah, just make sure Freiermuth isn't available. But I mean, Komet's okay. I'm not destroying the team over it. All right, what do you got? What do you got, Thrive Kid? What do you got for me today?
Yeah, I got a trade, man. Guy offered me Mike Evans for my rookie draft 108 pick and Chase Edmonds.
I'd rather have
my
Mike
receivers
Evans.
right now. My receivers right now are I got Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Rashad Bateman, and Michael Thomas. Those are my two flex guys.
I'd rather have Mike Evans.
Mike Evans?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna win, win with him now, and while he may not have more than 1 or 2 years left.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He probably had a shelf life of maybe 1 or 2 years.
Yeah,
depending on Brady.
I mean, 1.8 is good, but I'd rather have the now.
Yeah, because I mean, 108, I'm looking at like maybe Chris Olave, Jameson Williams.
Yeah, and I like those guys, but I'd rather have Evans win
Mike
the
Evans.
league.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm pretty much set to win this year. I got my 2 running backs for Javonte and Derrick Henry, and I also got Gibby that I can throw in the flex too.
Heck yeah, man! I'd go for the win.
All right.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you. Call back if you have
All right,
another
thanks.
question.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep. Mr. Punch, are you still here? I would prefer if you called up, man, so I can better help you with your question, because I appreciate your super chats, Mr. Punch, and I want to take care of you. So if you're watching, dial in. Will Kamara play this year? Asked Tyler. I'm going to say he's for sure not getting suspended. I shouldn't say for sure, but there's a high likelihood he's not getting suspended in the earlier part. The question will be, does a trial begin before the season ends? And if it does, then the NFL is going to probably put him on the paid leave commissioner exempt list. And many people will argue that, but the NFL is not going to have him go to court during the week and play games on Sundays. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, it's me, JC over here. How are you?
JC?
Yes.
What's up, JC?
Everything good. I want to do like a little board. Like, can you go to your board, number one board? We can do like a draft. Yes. Number 1 pick. I'm selecting JT, right?
Okay.
PPR, 10 owners. Okay.
Okay. JT.
So the thing is this. Okay. This is the thing. I like my second pick. I would love to grab Javonte Williams and also Saquon. It's always like in every mock draft I got those 2, but then in the 4th and the 5th and in the 5th, sorry, I get Breeze and ETN there in my league. In the mock draft. So I don't know what to do there. What would you do?
I would drive
league, full PPR.
I would contact League Safe and ask them if they can give you an advance on your entry fee, and show them your team. And just say, look, here's my team. What they're gonna do is they're gonna hand it off to a manager. Say, manager, shift manager. The shift manager is gonna come in and he's gonna eyeball this team, right? He's gonna look at it and he's gonna go like this. Advance on anything he wants. Give him whatever he wants. He's taking it to the bank. Now the problem is you have no wide receivers with this. So
yeah, that's why.
I probably would say something along the lines of like, let's say in round 5 DK's there, and then in round 6, like this is where you're literally. So round 6, you get Burrow, and it's like boom. Or even if Burrow didn't fall, you could get, whoever. But like you get one wide receiver like that in round 5, and DK is falling there. You could potentially even take like a McLaurin, here instead of ETN, and then in round 5, you could get a Schultz, which would be early. But I'm just saying, like, you could figure out a way to not put yourself in a bind, but I wouldn't stray away from, as long as you could use all 4 running backs, If you can't use 4 running backs.
I can use 3.
Huh?
Two running backs and a flex.
2 running
That's
backs
why.
and a flex. So
Two running backs.
in that case, you'd have to call it at Hall and say, I can't draft another wide receiver, But let's say here, who do you like in the 4th round? Waddle?
That's why I don't. In the 4th round, I like the running backs. I don't like those wide receivers there. I don't like Waddle, maybe Pittman, but I don't know. That's why I'm like, maybe I should wait on the running backs and JT, then 2 wide receivers, and they in the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th get Brees Hall and ETN. That's why. That's my dilemma.
Let's say Tyreek Hill fell here. You could go Hill and Javonte. It's possible that this 4th pick Hall could fall because of the Becton news. I mean, you could start it off like that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's an amazing start. But yeah, if you I'm semi joking with the names you have. You can't draft 4 or 5 running backs, but if you could have started 4, then I would still do it. But if you can only start 3, then I would definitely start with drafting like either a mix like that, but take the best player available. Whatever this player is right here, take the best player available. Don't let it. You have back-to-back 24 and 25 overall then? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So you have a lot of options, man. Just take the best player available. You won't be straight wrong.
Okay. Thank you, Smitty.
Yep. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All righty.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
We are almost at the end. Mike Williams in the 4th round. A little early. I love him in round 5. I'm just not huge fan. Mr. Punch, where are you? Mr. Punch. I want to make sure Mr. Punch is taken care of. Mr. Punch, where are you? Hill in the 2nd, also a no. Why is that, Peaker? Why wouldn't you take Hill at the turn 2-3 turn? Like, I worry about injury. I do. But 2-3 turn, that's kind of packaged in, my man. It's kind of packaged in, broski. So, Kamara, to answer your question, Tyler, could Kamara play? He'll probably play the beginning part, but are people going to be let down if this dude ends up missing, the second half of the year, the last 4 weeks of the season, because the NFL puts him on the commissioner exempt list paid. They're not letting him go to trial for beating a man unconscious and continuing to beat him. You know what I'm saying? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Axe, what's going on, Smitty?
What's up, Axe? Appreciate you.
Hey man, I don't have no questions, but I just want to tell you, man, I'm looking forward to drafting with you on that draft day. It's gonna be exciting, a smash hit.
Yeah, Axe ordered a draft call at the fantasyfootballshow.com. It's gonna be fun. It's in August, right? August something.
It's gonna be September the 3rd.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, sir. And it's on ESPN. So I give you my house number because I'll be drafting off my phone, and that's how we will communicate. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to drafting with you. We're gonna smash it. Any particular strategy you want to take into it? Like, of course, best player available, but is there anything do you know your pick yet? Do you know what's going on?
No. I guess he's kind of waiting to see who's in and who's out. And then from there, we all in a group on Facebook, and he do a live pick. He take the names, pull it in the hat, and that's when we'll know what draft position we in. And then, everybody else could mark and do whatever from those positions, And then it's kind of like about a week or two before the draft that he do that. But it's a big league, 12-team PPR league, ESPN.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to help you, man. I appreciate
and
you.
Actually, yes, sir. Appreciate you.
What else you got?
That's it, man. That's all I was calling for. Look, I've been asking you, but man, I like another emoji by my name if possible.
You like a what?
One of them little stickers. I have the little crown. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have let me show you. I'll give you the link. So in order to get one of those stickers, you got to be a YouTube exclusive member. So I'm going to drop it in the chat right now and pin it. There's a $1.99 plan. There's the $9.99 plan. You don't have to choose the $9.99. The $9.99 is basically on Sundays we get on video calls every single Sunday, and we do like top waiver wire guys. We break everything down together, top trade stuff. We do all that on the video call every Sunday. 2 calls every Sunday at halftime of the morning games, halftime of the Sunday night game. But that's the $9.99 one. If you do the $1.99, you get all the emojis, you get exclusive chat access to me. We'll be doing 1 show a week minimum, where I lock down the chat to YouTube exclusive members. So $1.99 or higher plans will be able to ask a question. So go ahead and click on that, and you get the little badge next to your name, and you get all the emojis that everybody uses that you can't see.
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. I pinned it in the chat. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Later.
All right.
Let's see here. Whoa. All right, guys. CD about to eat y'all. Hey, Mark, did you see CD's on the moon, man?
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
He is a moon man. Noah Sarver in the building. What's up, my man? All right, guys, I appreciate you. I'll catch you all tomorrow, or if news breaks. Oh, no, I'm going to catch you tonight. We're doing mock drafts. Mock drafts tonight. Anybody that buys a thefantasyfootballshow.com membership, I'll be sending you links to the mock drafts. So do that and then email me after, so I got you on my list. And I'll be sending you links to the mock drafts tonight. Anybody that buys a membership tonight, now, I will send you links to the mock drafts tonight. See you all tonight for mock draft. What is it? Tuesday? Is today Tuesday? Mock draft Tuesday. Peace out, everybody. Appreciate you. Too late, bro. Show's over. I could go on and on, but... All right. We are out of here. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Every single Monday through Friday. Live tonight from mock drafts. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com for your one-on-one text device and all of that. Appreciate you. Until next time. Going live on IG with my boy Raj. So if you guys want to join me on Instagram, I'll see you over on IG. Appreciate you all. Later. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.